Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be a first impression review of the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation, and I purchased this in my e.l.f. haul, which you might have seen already. Pretty excited to try this because it's got salicylic acid, witch hazel, tea tree and aloe, which I know are like really good ingredients at fighting acne, and I have been having a few breakouts. I thought it'd be really cool to try a foundation that actually fights acne as opposed to just, you know, creating it. You can get this from iHerb or Kmart, or of course off the e.l.f. USA website, just depending on, you know, how much you want to spend. The shade I got it in is Porcelain, which is the second to lightest colour in their range, and this suits me at the colour I am now, which is a fresh tan, which is quite disappointing because that would mean that the ivory shade would also be way too dark, and I think that really sucks with e.l.f. foundation, that they don't actually cater to people with fair skin at all. So today I'm going to be applying the foundation with this buffing brush, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of it on the back of my hand so you can kind of see what the texture is like. So it just looks like that. It's quite thick, and it does appear to be quite a full coverage foundation, which I'm really excited about because I do prefer a fuller coverage foundation. I've just zoomed in so you can kind of see how it goes on my face, and I might actually just like dab it on my face. I'll just do one side first, and you can really smell the tea tree. Right, so that's what the foundation looks like on this side of my face, and I have to admit it is a very similar finish and texture and everything as their Flawless Finish foundation. I would say that the thickness of the foundation does translate to actually providing like quite a decent coverage. I would say this is a really nice medium coverage. I'll just try to build it up and see if I can build it up. Again, like the Flawless Finish foundation, I don't actually notice that you can build it up, and it has kind of clung a lot to like my drier spots here on my cheek. I really like the finish. The colours are really good for my tan right now, so that's really cool. It does actually fill in my pores, which is really cool because usually I have to use like a pore filling primer, but yeah, with this you probably wouldn't have to because it completely like fills them out. I don't know if you can see that, but pores, no pores. So I'm just going to do the other side of my face, obviously. Right, so I've zoomed you in again because I really want you to actually see what the foundation looks like on my skin. And as you can see, it is quite a nice coverage. It's got a really nice finish. On this side, I did actually dab the brush in the product and then buff it into my face, which I feel like has given a much better coverage than just me smearing it on and then buffing it in. I will just put on the rest of my makeup and get dressed, and then I'll be right back. So I put on the rest of my makeup, and I have to admit that like all my contour and everything that I applied over top of it blended in really well. The only thing that I'm really disappointed about is that there is like a shine, like a gleam in the center of my face, which looks actually quite lovely now. Like it's quite like a nice dewy finish in the middle, but I know that that is going to get so oily over the day, so I am just going to pat on a bit of powder in those areas. But anyway, other than that, I'm so happy with this, and before I forget, I did want to say that I love the packaging. It's like a sturdy plastic, it's got a nice sturdy lid, yeah, and then it's just like a squeezy tube there which squeezes out like a really nice amount of product. So I'm going to check in the next few hours just to see how it's going, and I'll see you then. Hey everyone, welcome back. It is now 4 o'clock, and I forgot to say the time in my previous videos, but I started at 11, so it's been a total of 5 hours now, and as you can probably tell, I've got a real intense sheen in the middle of my face from the foundation. And also I noticed that when I powdered in my T-zone, that the powder like clung to the foundation. The powder and the foundation didn't seem to go too well together, so I'll just zoom you in so you can see my skin properly. So as you can see, it is a little bit cakey in these areas and definitely really shiny, and I feel like a setting spray would really help this and reduce that shine, but I think you still have to touch up if you do have really oily skin, and I do have really oily skin. So I'm just going to take a blotting sheet from e.l.f. and I'm just going to blot away the excess oil. So yeah, I am really impressed with how long the foundation has lasted. Like on my cheek area, like all my highlight and contouring and everything is still there. It's still on, like, and it's still giving me coverage. It has worn a little bit just under here, and you can kind of see my acne showing through, but my face doesn't feel irritated. I haven't noticed any like additional breakouts or anything like that, so I definitely think that if you have like acne prone skin or you are breaking out, this would be a perfectly fine foundation for you. But if you do have oily skin, I would recommend just using your favourite primer, and of course maybe a setting spray. I probably wouldn't put powder with this again, just because it does go quite cakey. So that's it for this first impressions video. I'm just going to cut it short here after 5 hours because I feel feel like that is a really good amount of time for it to have still lasted on my face without any type of primer, and I feel like a setting spray is needed to kind of keep the T-zone oil free. So I am going to just continue wearing it and just touch up throughout the rest of the day. But I hope you enjoyed this video, especially if you were considering purchasing this foundation. And if you have any questions or requests, please leave them in the comment section and I'll definitely try and get around to them. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look here. And it's actually a look I did on a model